Welcome to a Fifth of Jack Gaming, where it's Wednesday, where we're going to end up having a nice book review for you. But it's also July, so that means we're going to be diving down the realm of independent books. These are going to be made by independent, so that means it's not the big two. It's not Marvel or DC. And in fact, it's Image with Murder Falcon by Daniel Warren Johnson, or DWJ, and Mike Spicer. This book is pretty stellar. But also, this book, you want to go in there as little bit of knowledge that you can end up having with it. So, we're not going to deep dive into this book as far as we normally do. We're going to just hit the general gist of it and hopefully convince you to read this book. Because, spoiler alert, this is amazing. But before we end up jumping over to that, go visit our channel sponsor, Organic Price Books, where you can use the code FIFAJACK to save $2 off. If you happen to have 4 more books, use the code JACKITTOGETHER instead, and you'll be able to get 5% off your entire order. Any order over $30 gets free shipping, and it allows you to be able to see how bomb-proof shipping that they are. Helps us, helps them, and helps you. So it's a win-win-win situation. Alright, so let's switch over to our Pat Cam to be able to show you the art. And from this point on, spoiler alert, or as some people like to say, spoiler wall, gone. And like I said earlier, this is by Daniel Warren Johnson and Mike Spicer, who ended up doing the art, and the story is amazing. This is the front, the spine, and the back. It has no dust cover, but that's okay. This is a deluxe or a hardcover deluxe version of the book. And this point forwards, voiceover of what we have in the book. Like I said earlier, spoiler warning, because we're going to be flipping through the art, so you might get an idea with the story. Here we go. This is the common hardcover deluxe copy of this. It has a cover price of $29.99. It's also one of those all-in-one stories, so what this ends up wrapping up the entire storyline of Murder Falcon. A general gist of the story is a band gets back together, and Murder Falcon is from the place called Heavy, and we end up getting other band members, other characters that's going to be also from Heavy that ends up making it where the Heavy is where the heavy metal range king. There are also other subpoints that's in this story, but I want to leave that for you something to be able to catch up as you end up reading. So with the killer art as well, you can end up finding through big old splash pages. This deluxe copy does make it a nice and easable read with it, and the spine ended up staying together pretty well all together. I had no complaints about how the book ended up being held together. Stretched it only a few times, and it was a pretty solid read all throughout it. It's nice on the shorter side of a book, with being 8 issues long, with a little bit of a short that's in this book as well. It does feature other extras in the back, such as art and stuff like that, but that's going to end up being something that you end up having to see once you end up picking up the book. Again, a killer story, killer art, and some good old heavy metal. Let's rock. And that's that. So we'll swap back over to the bigger camera to give our final thoughts. Welcome back. So this is Murder Falcon, and I am going to give it the epic of a 10 out of 10. That's right. I'm not going to try fluttering with it. I'm going to give it straight up. This is a 10 out of 10. Amazing art, amazing story. This is something that you're going to end up loving to pick up, and it has a nice way to be able to touch with the chords. It lived up to the hype, and for me, this honestly is my favorite book of the year. I try not to give it 10 out of 10, but this book completely deserves it. The story had me engaged the entire time. I kept on wanting to read more of it. I love the art. I love the flow with it. And it's not surprising because it's from Daniel Warren Johnson or DWJ. And I would strongly suggest picking this bad boy up. It's a solid, solid, solid book. And it's probably going to be one of my favorites at the end of the year. It's at least going to make the top 5. Have you read this book? Let us know down in the comments down below. Also, if you're looking to pick it up, check our affiliate of Grant Price Books. To be able to pick it up, use the code 5th of Jack at checkout to be able to save $2 off. Or if you have 4 or more books, use the code Jacket Together to save 5% off your entire order instead. For watching, and until next time, we'll see you later.